Welcome back to International Friends of Nature Summer Camp, everyone. Hope you all had a good rest. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon to all of you. We are delighted to welcome you all to Day 2 of International Friends of Nature Summer Camp 2024. I'm Muhammad Hafiz Eka bin Azhar, your MC for the event today. Before we proceed, we also have a live stream on YouTube, Rakan Sekitar UiTM Student Chapter. Feel free to join us there. I have a few housekeeping notes with some details of our program today. Please make sure your microphone are mute while the program is ongoing. If you have any question during the program, you are allowed to turn it on or just leave your inquiries on the chat box during the Q&A session. All participants are encouraged to turn on your cameras during the program. Please remember to switch your layout on the top right corner of your screen to the grid layout. You are encouraged to give your reactions during the program using the emojis at the bottom of your screen. Lastly, please remember to fill in the attendance form provided at the end of the session in order to receive your e-certificate. To seek blessing for this event and its objective, we will now have the recitation of Doa. I invite Danish Fitri bin Roslan to lead us to recite the prayer.
We begin our event for today with Ulmul Kitab Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma innaka khalaqul azim, innaka samiun alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arsyil azim, innaka barul jawadul karim. Ya Allah ya Rahim, praise be to God, the Lord of the world. Peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and for those who followed his example till the judgment day. Allahumma ya Allah, on this blessed afternoon, in conjunction with the International Friends of Nature Summer Camp IFNSC 2024, we beseech thee and grateful towards you in favor of all the infinite blessing to us, your humble servant, to live in safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of events that would detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah. Please guide University Technology Mara to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual, granted us with a valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind to gain your madatilah. Make us your righteous servant that follow your commands and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrong way. Ya Muzil al-Barakah, bestow peace to our beloved country. Preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made or nor natural disaster. And to you, Ya Allah, we ask for your security, prosperity upon us, our leaders and our country. Bestow patience in us to face the challenges from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Danish Fitri, for reciting the prayer just now. Now, allow me to briefly share the essence and structure of the IFNSC 2024. This event comprises 6 enriching days of activities, including 5 webinars and a final forum that provide valuable insight and practical solution to critical environmental challenges. The program covers the following key topics. First, circular economy, exploring innovative solutions for environmental challenges and waste management. Second, occupational safety and health DOSH, for environment, highlighting the intersection of workplace safety and environmental care. Third, schedule waste management, addressing sustainable approach to hazardous and electronic waste. Fourth, industrial effluent treatment system, analyzing advanced wastewater treatment technologies and their global application. Fifth, air pollution crisis, examining strategies to mitigate air pollution and its impact. Sixth, forum, shaping the future, the direct and significant of competent professionals in Malaysia. So for today's session, we will have 3 sessions, which is session 1, what is DOSH and the role of DOSH related to safety and health in Malaysia by IRTS Muhammad Fazli bin Masnan. Session 2, accident and experiences of safety and health in industries by IR Tajul Arifin bin Muhammad Nori. And session 3, chemical hazardous management under OSHA, Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi bin Muhammad Nordin. Ladies and gentlemen, our first agenda for today is Train Talk, Occupational Safety and Health for Environment, with the topic of what is DOSH and the role of DOSH related to safety and health in Malaysia by IRTS Muhammad Fazli bin Masnan, Assistant Director of Sabah Occupational Safety and Health Department. Please be ready for this session. Here is the biography of IRTS Muhammad Fazli bin Masnan. IRTS Muhammad Fazli bin Masnan, a factory and machinery inspector, grade J41 at DOSH Sabah, with prior experience at Sabah Forest Industries and Sabah Ports. Since 2015, we have served in various DOSH sections and received the Excellence Service Award in 2017. Before we begin, friendly reminder, if anyone has any question, you may directly ask our guest speaker, or you may leave your question in the chat box during the Q&A session. Kindly remember to mute your microphone during this presentation to avoid interruption. Without further ado, please welcome IR TS Muhammad Fazli. The floor is yours.
Thank you, MC. Assalamualaikum. Can I have a mic test first? Is it okay? Is my voice clear? Hello, testing.
Clear,
Is it
sir.
my
Clear.
clear? All right. Okay. Thank you for the MC for the invitation for sharing topic and a very good Doa recitation. And I believe there are lecturers here and a few students. And I'm very glad and very excited to be here because I am also the alumni of UiTM Salam from FKK, Fakulty Kejuruteraan Kimia. There's a few lectures I still remember them, and I've been invited to this sharing session, I believe, from Nurul Izzah, and TS Nurain. She is my ex-classmate. Then I also believe one of my colleagues from DOSH also invited for this evening for sharing. And a very lovely day, no raining today. Okay, allow me to share my slide. Can you see the slide? Sorry. Okay, hello. Can you see the slide? Hello.
Yes, clearly we can see.
Okay, all right. Thank you. So because I've been working with DOSH in Sabah, so I believe Sabah is it's a good state, and we have a very good environment and safety and health here. So I've been working with DOSH since 2015. Before that, I've been introduced before. I've been working with a private sector, two private sector, which are the Sabah Forest Industries and Sabah Ports. So they've been total up about 5 years in private sectors. Then with DOSH, I've been working for almost 10 years, 9.5 years now. So I believe I can speak about DOSH because in working environment, especially in working environment, when you become a worker or become an employee, you are in 3 or 4 years, you currently learning process. So after 5 years, maybe you'll be able to present your company or your department as someone capable to sharing your knowledge and sharing your experience throughout the industry, and maybe for your child or maybe for your colleague. So I believe I'm quite experienced enough to share with you guys since you are a student, and maybe some of you already working part-time as a Grab driver, I believe, or Grab food motorcyclist. Maybe one of you, because currently our currency is not very good in Malaysia. So, oh yeah, before I start my presentation, actually, you guys should be proud when you become a student from UiTM, because our certificate is quite expensive out there for the industries, because UiTM, one of the good workers hardworking, not just copy pasting your your assignment, but you are very good in copying work from your seniors. Then that's a good habit actually. Not good in it's not good in for your skills, but it's good for your experience, how you deal with your seniors. You can copy and recreate your own stuff. Okay. Then because also your ATM is a very good environment for studies in Malaysia, the cheap one in Malaysia. And then I believe also your ATM is a good, how to say, someone graduate from your ATM is good in English, right? And maybe some of us, we are Malaysian, we are Malay, and then we need to improve our speaking and our, how to say, what we call it, communication skill in English, because not just us out there, UiTM is just a part of the world, part of this the educational world. So once you go out there as a workers, you'll be see many people, many type of students that you may compete to during the interview. So without further ado, I go through to my slides. I hope you can see the slide here. The introduction to DOSH and the acts imposed by us. So what is DOSH? It's a acronym for Department of Occupational Safety and Health. And then what we also mentioned as a DOSH, and also maybe they are calling us as a JKKP, Jabatan Keselamatan dan Kesihatan Pekerjaan. Okay, on to next slide. Okay, so the objective is, there are key objectives for this today's sharing. The introduction of DOSH and the history of DOSH in Malaysia, and what is scope and roles of the DOSH. I believe every one of you here know what is NIOSH. But not know what is different entity, and then DOSH is a government body, and NIOSH is a GLC, government link company. We are also known as a JKKP. Maybe some of you know what is JKKP, and I believe here also there's a lecturer know what is DOSH. But always shown in the news nowadays is NIOSH, because maybe you know Datuk Nilam Tai. He is always the one who show in front of the camera, showing that what happened in this safety and health industry, giving comment and critics about the failure of the system. So NIOSH become more popular than DOSH. But we are the one working behind the scene, enforcing all the safety and health issue in Malaysia. Okay, the difference between DOSH and, how to next slide again. Okay, different NIOSH and DOSH. Here, clearly, NIOSH just providing consultation in OSH and providing training. There are many training in safety can be attended to, such as safety and health officer, safety supervisor, triple S. They also have a chemical assessor, home fire space for competent person, and then so on. Actually, DOSH provide in our act, the ACTA in Malay, ACTA for your to be more understanding, in ACTA Act, the OSH Act, we are providing too many very variable of competency, then can be attend to and become competent and become your job in the industry, such as chemical assessment, chemical assessor, the CHRA assessor, the major hazard industry competent person. You maybe will become a lead competent person. Maybe you can become a safety and health officer. Currently, the most highest paid salary in OSH. After graduated from UiTM, maybe you can try to look for it. What is SHO? SHO says Safety and Health Officer. Currently, the salary is maybe around 3,000 to 4,000 for junior, and after senior, maybe you can ask for 5,000 to 6,000 as a safety and health officer. So, okay, back to the slide. So NIOSH is a department that providing consultation and training, as I mentioned before. They are also providing R&D, the research and development, and providing some information related to OSH, because they are research and development. They can give some more information than us, and then they are giving the competency examination, and NIOSH also is part of the third party, then can give certification in OSH management system, OSH MS, what is known as the ISO 45000 in the slide. Okay, then DOSH enforcing the compliance of FMA Act 139 have been enforced since 1967, but currently this one is repealed, dimansuhkan. And then OSHA Act 514, which enforced since 1994. And then the Petroleum Safety Measure Act, PSMA 1984, the Act 302. So why Safety and Health Act 1994 is enforced and is introduced to Malaysia? Because we are following the UK system on OSH. If you remember, there are some big incident, the major hazard incident that occur at Sungai Buloh, Selangor, which one of the it's mercun, a kilang mercun at Sungai Buloh that caused 36 of fatality, if I'm not mistaken, and a few 103 of injury. Then since to 1991. So because of that major accident in Malaysia, so our department during that time is a factory and machinery department, FMD. Then we are trying to enforce the Occupational Safety and Health Act, OSHA 514, 1984 from UK. We adapt from UK, then we try to enforce in Malaysia since that incident. Because there are too many failure, and the root cause of the accident also might as well need to be published and known to all the industry players. So far, so okay. Anyone want to ask question? You can go ask question you like. Just ask me. Maybe we can have a two-way communication here. So I know I'm not talking alone. There's an audience inside of me, in front of me. So maybe we can just do some two-way communication. You ask me directly, and I can ask you. If you just have any inquiry, what about the terms of in whatever I talk? Because I believe I use too many acronyms such as JKKP, NIOSH, and whatsoever. Okay, next to the next slide. Oops. Okay. Okay, so this one is I mentioned before. Our role is to enforce the 3X. Then our source of authority, this is very important to DOSH because our source of authority is based on the 2X here, the 2 ACTA here, the OSHA 1984, the Petroleum Safety Measure Act 1984, because whatever we do for work and enforcing the safety and health compliance in Malaysia, we need to refer whatever they mentioned inside the act. So for example, there occurs some accident in somewhere at the workplace. So we go there to investigate. We need a source of authority, because we also we become like a police, some so-called like police, go there and go barricade the source of accident. We go investigate. We also take notes and take some witnesses, because all that action we taken need a source of authority, the punca kuasa, in what we call in Malay, punca kuasa, to go and investigate, like police. So our source of authority also based on these 2 acts, the Petroleum Safety Measure Act and also the OSHA Act. Even though the FMA 1967 already been repealed, dimansuhkan since 2019, if not mistaken. And then, 2021, I'm not very sure. It's not totally discarded. No, it's not the FMA 1967 totally discarded, but it been absorbed to the OSHA 1984. So it become the OSHA will become thick. So whatever is very still relevant to these current days have been absorbed to OSHA, and the OSHA become the OSHA Amendment Act 2022. 2022 has been approved by the Parliament, but currently since 1st of June 2022, we try to enforce. Even though it has been amended on 2022, but the enforcement is this year. So because we need some, when there are some new rules or some new compliance need to be complied by the industry, you need sometimes to cross-check and then sometimes to do some new regulations set the act. So they take time. They 2 years for us to enforce. So suddenly, in this year, 1st of June, the act has been enforced by us, by DOSH. Okay. Our mission and vision and our corporate value is here. This one is just a very simple one. Also directly or indirectly, we try to become the leader of occupational safety and health in Malaysia, because we are the one who create the act. We are the one who create the rules for you to follow. So we will be the leader. So we'll show you what is done, what can be cannot be used. So our vision is to be leader, and everyone is, for the industrial players, will refer to us. And then our mission is, of course, to ensure the safety and health at work. Whatever you do at work, safety and health is the first priority. Safety first. And then we try to reduce the industrial accident, whatever industrial accident that are related to work. For example, if you're going to work, you're driving to work, or maybe you're using motorcycle to work, then suddenly you involved in accident. That also part of occupational accident, because you're on the way to work. So they become a accident statistic for us to capture that incident. And then our corporate value to the industries, whatever you do, whatever we do, what are the new change? Oh, sorry, I need to check the question. I'm not very familiar with this so-called Cisco Webex, because we're using different apps of online conference meeting. So how to see the message? Okay, try this one first. Yeah. Where's the chat? Oh, okay, this one. What are the new changes in OSHA 2022 compared to OSH 1984? Maybe I can share part of it, just part of it that important to be shared. Within this slide also. Within this slide, I will share what is the changes in OSHA 2022 compared to OSH Act 1984. Okay, I can see the chat now. Okay. Okay, our corporate values is 3F: the firm, fair, and friendly. We try to be firm, to enforce the rules, to enforce the whatever guideline and ICOP we mentioned in the act. And also we try to be fair, because if we're not fair, it become what we call a pilih bulu. Maybe you can say, even though you are working with Petronas, maybe you're working with Petron, Shell, or whatever, all oil and gas industry is very arrogant, because they are big company, they are big players for industry, and need to be fair with them, and also with the SME, the small medium enterprise industry, like kedai runcit. Then they are also need to comply with OSHA, because safety and health, this act applied to you if you are working. If you are workers, you are worker and you are employees, you are working. So this act need to comply with the act. So whenever you work in small and medium industries, or maybe you work in big industry, you are a government body, you need to act with the act. Since when you are called worker. Yes, we try to be fair with them, and we try to be as good, as friendly as other department also. We don't be like bomba and police. We don't carry guns, and then we just carry our buku kuasa, you say, the source of authority. And then we can call us like a inspector in safety, because our jawatan, our designation our designation in the offer letter is called Pemeriksa Kilang Engine Trial, so Factory and Machinery Act. So we can call us also inspector, DOSH inspector. So we try to be fair and friendly enough to all the industries and not to be biased to each other. Because a big company, sometimes they are coming to our office and bring some they call it courtesy visit, asking for a courtesy visit, looking for our director, our pengarah, then they are asking for to be lenient with us. Yeah, we are lenient to the industry, but it's fair to other people. Not you just a big player there, so we still try to enforce whatever inside the act, so we enforce whatever inside the act. Okay, clean and clear. Right. Okay, next slide. Our core business is just 3 core business. We are do some standard setting. We are the one who conduct the standard setting in OSH. OSH, the Occupational Safety and Health. So I will mention OSH many times here. OSH or SH. And then we are the enforcement body. We are giving approval and authorization what is due, it's done. For example, if the company, maybe Petron, they have a new pipeline, they need to install a pipeline. So we're giving them a PTI, permit to install, and permit to operate PTO if they want to constructing and installing pipelines from jetty to their tank. And then we're giving also registration, for example, registration for competent person, and then a certification. Okay, there are few machineries that need certification. For example, many high risk machineries such as tower crane, lift, boilers, whatever. We are the government body that giving the certification that the machinery can be used. And then we also do some inspection, the renewal inspection for the certification, and some litigation. Other than these two do core business, standard setting and enforcement setting, we also promote promotional activities because Malaysia is a third world country, so we about led in safety, implement safety. The good safety and health environment in the world is Japan, because then after Japan is UK, then a few country in Middle East, Arab, because they don't need a safety officer to monitor all the safety and health what happened inside the premise. Then for Malaysian, I mean DOSH in Malaysia, we are promoting activities that is coming from the outside of Malaysia. For example, from Japan, we adapt whatever good practice, safety practice in Japan, and maybe good safety practice in UK. We try to promote the new things in Malaysia. So we are promoting whatever good in good to be applied in Malaysia. For example, in Japan, they have the behavior-based safety, the BBS, behavior-based safety. In Malaysia, we have too many workers. There are too many foreigner workers, and then even our Malaysian also not very good in behavior in safety. They try to be as cheap as possible, as quick as possible, as how to say? They are trying to be okay. This is okay. Okay, they're not following the standard. Actually, if you compare to Petronas currently, Petronas they have acceptance criteria. Whatever thing they buy, whatever thing they do, they have the acceptance criteria. Whatever repair they do, whatever install machinery they do, they have the standard. I mean, the standard is here. For Petronas, standard is here. We give a standard for them, like here. I mean, this is OSH Act. We compare here, but Petronas is here. Petronas. For small medium industries, whatever company, the palm oil industries, plantation, whatever, they are setting still here. So for DOSH, we try to promote as much as we can. Whatever technologies we receive, we try to promote all of these so-called technologies. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Part of role of DOSH also, the department is responsible for ensuring certain health, as mentioned before, and welfare. Welfare of people at work, as well as protecting their people from certain health hazard. Okay. This hazard must be arising from all workplace. Whatever work you do, there must be hazard. There must be, maybe you're not very familiar what is hazard. Hazard, by definition, is a source of danger coming from maybe some work, maybe some whatever source. It's not, we not call it risk, we not call it danger. It's a hazard. Definition of hazard is different. If you're a OSH practitioner, maybe you know what is hazard, but the hazard is arising from the workplace, arising, timbul from the workplace. So I believe every work have a risk, every work is a hazard. So our department is responsible for ensuring safety and health welfare, because safety hazard, health hazard, and welfare is we call it a three-in-one in safety. Because safety hazard is occurred just like that, just like that. Oh, it's an acute effect. For health hazard, it's a long-term effect. Welfare is whatever you do, the company need to provide you. For example, this is a safety hazard. This occur just pop. Okay, this is a acute effect, acute hazard. You fall from high, you I mean cut by the machineries, and then cut maybe you are working, you are a student, maybe you're working on your desk, you slip, then fall, that was a acute hazard. For health hazard, it's a long-term effect. It's a long-term. If you inhale and chemical, you are exposed to some so-called every 8 hours daily, 8 hours daily, exposed to chlorine. Maybe you're working at the water treatment plant, the water treatment plant, you're exposed to everyday Cl2, the chlorine. And then if you're working with a wrong ergonomic posture in this slide, top left, you're working with wrong ergonomic posture. That one is also a health hazard. And then welfare. This is what you should know when you are working out there in the industries. Sorry, here, welfare. The employer should provide with pantries, the place to eat, or maybe cafe, or maybe canteen, or maybe pantry. And also you need to provide also a place to pray for Muslim. And if you are you are you've been called to work at plantation area, I mean the rural area, they need to provide you sport facilities so you can maintain your health, maintain your fitness. And then they should also provide a good toilet, and then water dispenser, the drinking water, and also worker for the PPE. Because PPE need to be, I believe you know what is PPE, right? Do you know what is PPE?
Yes, sir.
Personal protective equipment. So PPE need to be maintained and stored properly. So the employer need to provide you locker, since you have many things for work. So that's mandatory for the employer to provide all this welfare. If the employer, the one who employ you to work doesn't provide all these things, you can make a complaint to DOSH. Because a part of welfare for the workers, a part of their responsibilities. Okay. Okay, go for the Act. This one already I mentioned before, the Amendment Act 2022, and has been repealed. The FMA, Factory Machinery Act 1967, has been repealed since 2 years ago. That amended become Act 1648, 2022. So the objective of OSHA, why DOSH try to enforce OSHA? Because there are 4 main components. They are to ensure the safety and health welfare, I mentioned before. And again, I mentioned it again. So because this is very important for us to enforce, then to protect person at workplace. Because if you are become a worker, I believe some of you maybe cannot get executive level of work. maybe you become a general worker, because you try to, currently it's very hard to apply for jobs. Then you start from below, start from ground level, become a general worker. Maybe you will join a union at the workplace. So the union can protect you as a worker, but also the OSH Act, the DOSH Act also can protect you from whatever whatever risk or safety and health hazard arising from the workplace. Then also the OSHA, number three, the OSHA also try to promote the occupational environment, a good occupational environment. Part of audit that we check also need to check the lighting condition. Is it okay for work? Not very, is it suitable for your eyes? Then we check for the physiological and physiological needs. So, for example, what we call the sexual harassment. That can also be complained to DOSH. And then number four, to provide the means by the system of regulation. This one, we are the one providing the ICOP. ICOP is the Industrial Code of Practice. This is a code of practice that we apply to other country. Then we try to adapt the one, and then we make it very clear, make it very good, and can be implemented in Malaysia. So that industry this ICOP is part of the evidence to use in the court, in mahkamah. So if in case, for example, I can show you some, I tell you some recent case have been handled just now. There's workers have been electrocuted with 11 kV kilovolt of electric because they failed to comply with the ICOP. So we bring the ICOP to the court. The judge can accept part of the evidence, part of the exhibit for the ICOP, because the ICOP is what do you call it? Practiced everywhere in the world. It's ICOP. So it's an industrial code of practice. So we try to provide the means by of the ICOP regulations to all the working place in Malaysia. So objective for OSHA, there are four: 1, 2, 3, and 4. One is to ensure safety and health and welfare. 2, to protect any workers place. And then number 3 is to promote occupational environment, a good occupational environment for the worker, and then also to provide the standard operating procedure or maybe industrial code of practice that can be improved the safety and health environment and how to properly work in safe manner. Okay. So far, no question from the floor. I've been talking myself here. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, these are 10 sectors that's been enforced in OSHA. These have been 10 sectors have been enforced in OSHA, which are whatever you do, wherever you work. So I believe you are covered in OSHA Act. OSHA Act 1984. So if you work at wholesale, maybe you work at mall, at retail trades, maybe you work at mining and quarrying, hotel and restaurant, agriculture, forestry and fishing, construction, transport and storage and communication, the telecom, and maybe you with telecom home fiber. Although also if you become suddenly you graduate in engineering, suddenly you become a finance executive. It's not impossible, because one of my my classmate last time graduate in engineering, very excellent and excellent student, but he became a model. You see, he became a model and become a TikToker, influencer. So part of us also, one of my one of my colleague also not actually focusing on their educational background. They are trying to be more wide job and more do what they are trying to achieve in life. Then maybe you become a finance officer, a finance executive, insurance executive, real estate and business service also covered. Daisy, Jimmy, Gida has raised their hand. So any question? Daisy, is it? Maybe you can open your mic. Hello. just stop. Whatever you do in Malay, no worries, no worries. So far, so good, sir. Okay, right. Thank you. Okay, maybe you are the best thing to learn in industry. I believe if you are working in manufacturing industry, because it's a plant. How about in university, sir? Yeah, university is covered under this like public service and statutory authority. University is a public service because university providing education to students. They're part of public, not just you say JPN. There's a Bomba is also public, and then even education department. Is there any sector that didn't cover in OSHA? Okay, after this slide, okay. I try to just mention this. Oh, the manufacturing. I try to mention just now is the manufacturing is a good sector that you need to look for jobs because manufacturing is a plant. Uh, I everyone here is a FKK, is it? Or maybe you some other faculties? You all are faculty kejuruteraan kimia, FKK. So during my uni time, studying in UiTM Salam, I've been graduated from FKK. So my final year project is constructing a plant. So during that time, I'm very not zero knowledge about how to build a plant. You see, a plant. So we study about HAZOP, studying about IRAC, and then studying about process flow, PFD, PNID. Then after graduated, I've been working with plant. Now I know where I can implement, I can apply my knowledge to. Because you're reading a drawing, not everywhere. You need to very clear how to read the symbols, all the symbols in the AutoCAD symbols, the drawing. So when you're working with the manufacturing, this is butterfly valve. This is pneumatic signal. From there you can learn. This is what I've learned last yesteryears. So it's a very good experience for me. Maybe you can working at the factory, the plant, and for especially in manufacturing industry, it's very good to implement what you have been learned. But it's not also wrong to apply for other jobs. But for we just tried for our best to try to apply for jobs, and maybe you can change work after 3 years, applying for experience. You see, if you are during the interview, it's very difficult to get the job when you are not experienced. Don't apply the work and in your CV. There's no experience been mentioned there. Maybe you can put 1 or 2 years experience in factory. That will be good resume. Then okay, I go for the next slide. What is exempted? The OSHA shall not apply to. The sector exempted is 3 sector. Anyone who work on board ship, because anyone who work on a ship, OSHA will not cover because we cannot enforce on ship. How to enforce anything that work on ship? Because our department. Okay. Maybe I need to a bit faster here. Okay, there are 3 sector of sector exempted for OSHA is work on board ship and work at domestic and also military armed forces, because military armed forces is already exposed to high risk, already exposed to bombs and guns. So how to apply OSHA? OSHA need to prevent the risk that occur to the worker and employees. Okay, I try to be faster. I have 5 minutes more. Does the new OSHA Act in soft copy? Yes, yeah. You can download directly in OSHA. You just Google it, and then implement it. Google it and download it. Okay. Quite rush here, quite rush. So this is the section that I need to expose you. because once you go out there, just apply to, what is that? Let's check again out here. Does OSHA apply to coastal reclamation activity? Yeah. Since you are, if you still on land, you are under OSHA. Reclamation also under OSHA. Okay. Because you on land. If you're on sea, no, OSHA will not cover. Okay, then this is the a few section here I need to expose you to, which are the general duties of employers and general duties of employees, because you will become a worker later on. This is under section 24. You need to remember this. Remember this. When you work there, these 4 items, you need to remember this. First thing first is take care of yourself and others. Whatever you do, you need to take care of yourself first, then others. For example, like you are in plane, I mean your aeroplane, the stewardess will ask if there's a low oxygen on board, please use the mask for yourself first, then the babies. Same as this. You take care of yourself first, then others, because and not because of your work you can cause injury to others. The one is also you need to take care of yourself and others, and then you need to cooperate with your employer in OSH. Whatever OSH rules, you need to cooperate with your employer, and then you need to wear PPE all the times if the place of work require PPE to be worn. So that one is under employee's responsibility, and need to comply any instruction related to OSH. So this one is the mandatory for employee as a worker to comply. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 section. Section 34, and just 4 items need to be complied. Okay. If you are failed to do so, you will be fined not exceeding 1,000, just 1,000 ringgit. But after amended, it is changed to 2,000 ringgit or 3 months of imprisonment. Then, okay, for any section that in this act that is not mentioned the penalty under section 51, it will be charged up to 100,000 or maybe 1 year of imprisonment. So last time is a 10,000, but already amended, it become 100,000. Any act. So this is the amended act. I mean, every workplace need to have a OSH coordinator right now. For example, if you have 5 or more employees at the workplace, you need to have an OSH coordinator, occupational safety and health coordinator. Because this is the one that coordinate the occupational safety and issue at place of work. If the employer doesn't hire a OSH coordinator, they'll be fined not exceeding the 50,000 ringgit or 6 months of imprisonment. So this is a new act. This is called 29A Act. We put a letter in front of the 29. We add some act inside the act, and we put a letter in front. So it become section 29A. Okay, this is the section 37D, the new one also, the amendment. Every high-risk machinery need to be certificate of fitness, requires certificate of fitness, meaning all the machinery required to be fit before we can give fitness, fit to use. That's why they call certificate of fitness of machinery. But everything here is not normal. We no longer call it as a machinery, we call it a plant. So plant by definition is any machinery. Plant is any machinery. So this one, boilers, lift, escalator, air compressor, we call it it's a plant. Whatever you learn at university, plant is a logi, plant is a kilang. No, plant in OSHA definition is also machinery, equipment or appliances implemented or tools that use in workplace. Okay, so boiler is a plant, lift is a plant, escalator is a plant, and air compressor also a plant. So this is a boiler. Maybe during now you don't have any opportunity to see what is boiler is. This is a bubble lift. Maybe some of the mall have bubble lift, escalator. All of this machineries, all of this plant require certificate of fitness and approved by DOSH. Okay. Okay, I think my time is running out. So this is almost the last slide. Anything inquiry about DOSH, you can go to www.dosh.gov.my, and then this you can go also. I'm working at DOSH Sabah, so I will also have a FB account at JB Sabah. We have a FB account in Facebook. Maybe you can go search for the information in their website and also in the DOSH FB. Every step we have a FB website. Okay, this is our contact number for any inquiries about DOSH. And that's it from me. Maybe I can come back to you, MC Muhammad. Any question so far from the floor? Because I quite rushing. I've been reminded by the MC about 5 minutes ago. Back to you, MC. Back to you, MC. Any questions so far?
Okay. Thank you, IRTS Muhammad Fazli, for the sharing just now. Now we will have a Q&A session. Participants are welcome to direct your question to our speaker. If have no question, I have question for sir.
Okay.
Do DOSH open internship for student, and how we as student want register to become a DOSH member, and what are requirements?
Okay, intensive. I mean the student attached to industry, is that what we call it, the industrial. Is it the industrial practice?
Yes, industrial practice.
Okay, we can apply directly to one of our department in every step. Directly write a letter. No online registration for the attachment. Just directly write a letter. You go to our website, go to the step that you want to attach to, then write a letter to the director, the pengarah. Then you're asking for internship. So the second question, that is, you need to apply for DOSH. Okay, currently you need to apply through SPA, the system Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam, SPA. During my time, SPA 8. Currently is SPA 9. Look for the factory and machinery inspector. There are two departments that will intake from engineering background, which are JKR and also JKKP, the DOSH. So you look for factory and machinery inspector, because currently we have very few of inspector. Few of opportunity for engineering student go work with DOSH. Even in Sabah also we have a few executive level or inspector need to be hired too. So maybe you can look for SPA 9. Any other question?
Sorry, hi sir.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
Okay, this is regarding the safety officer, because I previously study in the master in the safety officer. So in industry, I need to attend course of OSCE or OS practitioner to make I competent to the OS level.
Oh, I believe your question is it you already have a master in OSH?
Yes.
Is it? Okay,
So,
you
yes,
must have master in OSH.
Yes.
You
So
try to
this
apply.
is OSCE, OS coordinator or OS practitioner.
Oh, okay. Okay, for you in your situation, you have a master in OSH. Okay. Then you can apply for safety and health officer if you have 3 years of experience. And then sorry, there's a chat over here. Yeah. if you can apply for safety and health officer if you have 3 years of experience and a few supporting document need to be uploaded inside the mykkp.gov.my, and then you can upload your experience over there, your certificate, and sorry, if you already have the master in OSH, you can apply if you have 3 years experience and you need to pass exam with NIOSH. Then you can apply it inside the mykkp system, mykkp.gov.my. And then in your case, if you are become a OSH coordinator, yes, you can, because there one is no other requirement to become a OSH coordinator rather than just a 3 weeks training and with the authorized company that can conduct the OSH coordinator training. The one can attend for 3 days and maybe around 350 or 450 for course, and you pass the exam. So I believe for the student have master in OSH is very good in OSH. So I also have a colleague that have master in OSH. They're very good with high-red and whatever tools, safety tools they have. So maybe your opportunity in work, you can become a safety officer, but require 3 years of experience. And maybe if your document is not enough to apply as a safety officer, maybe you require 10 years. We actually mentioned in OSHA. So your job opportunities is SHO and also OSH coordinator. Is it answering your question, Iswan? Is it answering the question? Are you still online? You already left?
Yes. Thank you, sir. So
Okay.
I cleared and thanks
Okay.
very much.
Okay. All right.
Okay, another question from the chat box. Okay, from Anis Amira. Thank you so much, Ms. Fazli, for very insightful knowledge. So my question is, what programs or initiative does DOSH offer to educate employees about safety and health?
Come again. I say reading the chat as well. Which one?
From Anis
What?
Amira.
Anis Amira. Okay.
All right.
What programs or initiative does DOSH offer to educate employers and employees? Oh, okay. Actually, we are conducting a few seminars for if there's a new regulation to be exposed to and then to be need to be some new regulation. We do some seminars. We also do some what you call it, bengkel for SME, the small medium industries, and as well we give a notice. We give some not notice is a part of punishment. That okay, you need to comply. Notice the one is very strict compliance that need to be complied to. Because we write a notice to them, please comply with this, please comply with the OSH policy, please have a SOP at your work. The one is the way we educate employers, the industries how to comply with the OSHA. Maybe every workplace in this Malaysia, I believe, they don't know what is DOSH is. DOSH, the one who imposing or try to preventing accident. Because our department is a so-called like angel in disguise to prevent accident. So so we try to give some notice or punishment or small punishment, or maybe do some seminars, free seminar without any payment. Okay, Anis Amira, is that okay? Of course, training, whatsoever training, NIOSH will conduct the training. You need to go to NIOSH and they will need to be paid. There's a fee to be paid too. Okay. Another question?
Okay, another question from chat box. Also, Siti Nur Alisa Darlina. So want to read by own or I read?
Okay. This
Salam
okay.
Sejahtera.
Amar Aiman. Is it? I go the chat towards the bottom or I go up?
Just the bottom.
Okay, Amar Aiman. Ahmad Aiman, section 29A. If a small kedai runcit have more than 5 workers, is it mandatory to have OC? Yes. 5 or more workers, they need to have a OSH coordinator. Because OSH coordinator is not a competent certificate. It's just a trained person. Just need to attend a free course of OSH coordinator session, OSH coordinator training, and then no need to attend any exam. Just attend. I'm not very sure, but during my time, OSH coordinator no need to attend some examination. Just attend the course. You have the certificate. Apply inside the market KP system. Then you become a OSH coordinator. Currently, we're not enforcing this OSH coordinator at workplace because there are too many workplaces need to be enforced. There are two places need to be monitored. So we try to be lenient as we can. We try to promote one by one, sector by sector, to have their OSH coordinator hired in their company. So it is a mandatory, but currently we try to more lenient, and ask for them to just hire some OSH coordinator, maybe their own worker, go for training, become OSH coordinator. Okay, then next question. If I'm not mistaken, any SME more than 5 years require OC. Yeah, yes, true. Any more than 5 require OC. It's been answered by Lika Hoi already. Okay, then
All
is
right.
there any require?
We have
Okay.
time is running out. Sorry.
Okay. Right.
So as time is running out, the rest question will be answered by speaker in written in WhatsApp group.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
So back to you, MC.
Okay.
Back to you, MC.
Before we end our first session, all participants are required to turn on your cameras for our first photography session. Please remember to switch your layout on the top right corner of your screen to the grid layout. Everyone can open the camera to take the picture. Just wait for a minute. Everyone in the website can open the camera. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, thank you. The attendance will be open for 50 minutes only. Please ensure you will fit in within the given time. The link is available in the chat box. Thank you. Towards the end of the Q&A session, a remark our first session had ended. Once again, a big thanks to IRTS Mod Fazli bin Masnan for the insightful talk and everyone for participating in the session. Now, please wait for our second speaker today, IR Tajuk Arifin bin Muhammad Nori. Thank you, TS Muhammad Fazli.
You're welcome. Thank you. So
Thank
I will
you.
mute my speakers. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you again. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It is good to see all of you again. In this session, we are very fortunate to have the well-esteemed IR Tajul Arifin bin Mohamed Nori, Principal Assistant Director from Department of OSH, Selangor Ministry of Human Resource, Malaysia, to give us more insight about the incidents, accident and experience of safety and health in industry. Here is the biography of IR Tajul Arifin. IR Tajul Arifin is currently the Principal Assistant Director and Section Head of Research and Analysis in the Forensic Engineering Division at DOSH Putrajaya, a role he has held since 2023 with over 15 years of experience. He has contributed significantly to the field, holding various key positions within DOSH, including subject matters expert and senior assistant director. Before joining DOSH, he began his career as a production engineer at DRB Highcom Diecasting Sdn Bhd. Now, the presentation is about to begin. Kindly remember to mute your microphone during the presentation to avoid interruption. Without further ado, I would like to humbly welcome IR Tajul Arifin to the stage.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Muhammad Hafiz Haikal, for the brief introduction about myself. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. Okay, let me yeah. So I think we are ahead of schedule, so I just straight away share my slide. Let me put in presentation mode. Okay, I guess you guys can see my slide, right?
Yes, clearly you can see.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for IF for the organizer for the opportunity to share this afternoon slot. The topic that was given to me on accident and experience on safety and as in the industries. So feel very humbled to be here today to share with all of you. So I was given 1 hour for my slot. So I will, I guess, compress my presentations because there's a lot of slides put here, but mostly on the case study on related to industrial accidents. Okay. Not sure, is it my slide moving or not, or static?
Static.
Okay. Just now I have gone through a bit about myself, but maybe I can share some more about myself, about my background. So I am a mechanical engineer by profession. So I'm registered with the board of engineers. So I have completed my master and bachelor degree in UTM, not UiTM. Okay, so at the moment I'm attached to a forensic engineering divisions, not with DOSH, like it was my previous posting. Now currently I'm with the forensic engineering divisions with the DOSH Putrajaya. So since 2009 when I joined DOSH, I was involved with occupational accidents for forensic engineering until 2006 when I was posted to DOSH Selangor. Also in investigation and prosecution division before I was sent back to PEKERJAAN for again to be part of forensic engineering division again. So my experience for the past 50 years is involved. My core business is doing accident investigation. Hopefully I'm the right person to deliver the topic that was given to me. So yeah, some of my involvement with other professional bodies. I am an active member of IEM, Institution of Engineering Malaysia. So I started a special interest group under the safety in engineering. Currently, I've been leading the committee for the past 4 years. I guess this is my last year. So we are the group of engineers advocate for safety. We try to champion safety and health, especially in the engineering fraternity. Okay, so currently I have a few committee involved with the Board of Engineering Malaysia also. And there are others organization that invite me to be part of their committees like SIRIN and so on. Okay, so my experience on the related to safety and health, especially in the OSHA legislation and the prosecution in the court of law. I've been testified for a few case law under the OSHA. So this case law normally when the judge make a judgment for a certain case, then it will be a precedent case under the law of our federal Malaysia. Sorry, my room, there are no AC today, so quite hot, not so comfortable. Okay, so there are still some ongoing cases that require my testimony in the court of law. And even though I am a mechanical engineer, I've experience with to be the prosecution officer. So yeah, the engineer go to the court and prosecute the employer. Sometimes I deal with the lawyer. Okay. There are others various committees involved related to safety and engineering in our country. Also, I was invited to be part of some university for the IAP to give my advice on safety. I also involved with some development committee for guidance, standards, code of ethics, and so on. I did some publication, especially in the Bulletin of Engineers, also Board of Engineer Bulletin Sejahtera. You can download from the web page some of my publication related to occupational accidents. Okay. So for the content of my topic, I walk you through my experience on the industrial accident investigation, and also I will share more in depth on the forensic engineering, the challenge faced by me, especially during the accident investigation. And I prepare some of the case study. Hopefully, if the time permit, I will share more case studies that happen in the industry to give you an overview and broaden your perspective on the safety at the workplace. Okay, and as well as the experience related to enforcement of the OSHA in Malaysia. And if you feel that you want to ask anything, just interrupt me and I'll stop to take your question. But if you can wait, we can compile all the questions at the end of my presentation. Okay, so I would like to start my presentation on safety related to the mortality concern around the globe. So we from the ILO statistic, actually 6,000 deaths every single day is faced in the whole world. As the numbers is quite high actually. For those affected by the occupational accidents last year. It's around 2.3 million for both women and men. Okay, so in total, 340 million occupational accident every year in average, and around 160 million victims of work-related illness annually, you can say. And the most death among workers was due to the hazardous substance. It's estimated around 650 something deaths a year. And the most high-risk industries that contribute to the numbers of accidents is the construction industry, because most of the countries around the world, they are developing their country. So construction industry is the major prime mover for a country economy. So yeah, we have a lot of accidents in construction industries. Okay, so in Malaysia also we have a lot of accidents. You post in the social media or going through the headlines of the news. But every day for DOSH, we get a notification of accident related to machinery failure, construction failure, demolition work, as well as refinery explosion. So if you go to our webpage, you can see the cases that we publish happen around our country. Those are only the fatality cases, not other cases like the minor or major accident that did not involve fatality. So you can say the number of accidents related to workplace injury is still high in our country. So in statistic for Malaysia, this is the data for 2022 that we have published. So the injury rate over 1,000 workers is 2.2 every 1,000 workers. So that is around 34,000 injury. If you divide by day, it's 94 cases every day. Is quite high. And in the case of fatality, it's around 2% every 100,000 workers. So it's like we have every one fatality case every day for our country. You can see the trend of accident by injury and fatality since 2014, for the past 7 years ago. We see like the declining the numbers of accident rate, but I'm quite skeptical about the rate because I believe we have the COVID coming in 2020, and then the economy slowed down because there are not much turnkey project happening around our country. So, but hopefully it was a genuine number that reflect the rate of accidents. Okay, so why we need to learn from accidents to better understand our DOSH system? Okay, number one is I see like this line quote from my previous DG that he said the OSHA 1994, all our regulation are written in blood because after each of accident we draft a new law because of the accident. It's not we acting reactively, not proactively drafting the law. It's like every time we have accident, then we come up with a new law. It's not that we prepare for a certain type of accident. Even our OSHA, if I'm not sure anyone of you aware, but was like Engineer Fazli mentioned just now, we adopt from the UK, but it was 20 years after UK gazetted the law. But the OSHA was gazetted in the parliament, was motivated by one accident happened in Sungai Buloh, a bright sparkle explosion. This firecracker factory Then since that time, 1992, then 1994, we have the OSHA regulation coming out, also related to the accidents. And there are few provision under the law of OSHA related to the accident and also as well as the regulations under it. Okay. So this is an example of case that have been investigated by me. Happened in Selangor back in I think 2017 or 2017, where workers was crushed inside pepper shredding machine. So what happened was these workers, he was operating the machine to shred the peppers, and he got stuck. When the pepper stuck, the workers climb up on top of the machine and try to push the peppers inside using his bare legs. And suddenly, the machine lift the clock, then it pulled the worker's leg inside. The workers was crushed inside like a burger. Yeah. So what happened was the workers, the machine was installed with the safety features where if you open the guarding, it was supposed to stop. But because of the production's demand, he opened up the guard and pull a lot of thick pepper inside the machine. And it eliminate the barrier to prevent the workers to be crushed inside. So that was what happened. And after the accident, they improved the machinery by putting more, more, at least 5 barriers to prevent the workers to get crushed inside. Okay, this is improvement after the accident, but we learn in the hard way because one life have been threatened because of the accident. This is another case happened in the automotive industries, where a technician tried to repair the machine. So what happened was the technician, he tried to repair a robotic arm because he got stuck in the middle of the operation. So he opened the guard and entered the operation area without knowing that the sensor was malfunctioned. So suddenly, when he relieved the jam of the robotic arm, and the arm hit the head of the technician, and he was died at the scene. Even though he was using the safety helmet, it cannot prevent him from the injury force caused by the robotic arm. This is another accident happened in the aviation industry where experienced workers, if you went to go to the airport and you notice that this conveyor to transport your luggage from flight into the carrier, what happened was when you were servicing the conveyor underneath of it and got crushed underneath. Not sure you can see the victim underneath of this conveyor belt, but for me, I saw a lot of dead bodies from the pictures. I saw a few dead bodies when I reached the site. It's quite like a traumatic experience for me. There's some of the occupational accident now. I'm going to share with you on the forensic engineering and why is relevant to the occupational accident investigation. Previously, it was a normal accident. People got stuck, fell from height. That is a common accident. But there are things that require detailed investigation and required an engineering approach to understand the root cause of the failure. So the forensic engineering is when you apply scientific or engineering knowledge to aid the criminal investigation and to support the court of law on understanding why a certain system failed and require engineering analysis. And this forensic engineering is multidisciplinary. Even though I am a mechanical engineer, it's not required me to be a mechanical engineer to investigate other aspects of failure related to occupational accident. Can be electrical failure, civil structure failure, or chemical failure. So this division also again, when there are accidents, we start something new to prevent the accident. So the reason why our government established this forensic division is by the order of the parliament, because one prominent guy, Dr. Liu Bo, was crushed by a falling beam structure at the Plaza Damah when he was passing by with his driver, and it went viral at that time and caught the parliament attention to set up this new forensic engineering division, composing of the expert on the from DOSH. Okay, so for forensic engineering, we only have one unit in Putrajaya to support our to support our counterpart in the state office. We have the investigation and prosecution unit at the state office. So when there are complex accidents like refinery explosion, factory explosion, demolition failure, or temporary structure failure that required lab tests, or maybe high-profile cases, then we assist our state office counterpart to do the detailed root cause analysis. This is some of the accident cases that have been investigated by us. We have mechanical engineering failure, like heavy machinery failure, elevator, escalator, mobile cranes, boiler, pressure vessels, steam machinery, mostly the certificated machinery as shared by Engineer Fazli just now. We have the chemical engineering failure, like the explosion, hazardous gases, a process safety accident, or major hazard accident. Major hazard accident is when the certain workplace or plant they store a certain amount of chemical, then it classified as the major hazard installation. So they need to follow this CIMA regulation. So we have civil engineering failure. It's happened a lot, especially in the construction industries, like structure failure, construction accidents, fast work, as well as demolition works. As you can see in the pictures, mostly the real case happen around Malaysia. I'm sure the building structure failure is not in Malaysia, so we'll see, can't remember. Okay, so for civil construction failure case, this is example. There's market demolition when they are trying to demolish the accident. The construction is not according to the plan, so it collapsed and killed, I think, 5 I'm not sure, I can't remember numbers of workers involved, but when their body is discovered, we not get the full complete body of the workers. Then we get the hand, the leg, and the head. It's quite tragic accident. This is when I joined DOSH back in 2009. We have a famous Stadium Terengganu accidents. Okay. And then Penang Second Bridge collapsed in Batamau. I was there for at least 1 month at this time. And then we have a velodrome roof structure failures. Most of these involve fatality. Okay, for chemicals, engineering accident cases, we have the refinery explosion, but storage explosion, Terengganu. Dust explosion, I believe, I'm not sure if you heard about it, but it's quite a unique explosion caused by the dust. We have several cases, and I learned a lot from this kind of accident. So this happened in Penang, I think in aluminium rim for motorcycle processing factory. Then after this accident, I know that aluminium can also cause an explosion, and it is one of the rocket fuel to fuel the rocket. It's quite reactive material. Okay, and then this is in Teluk Limagarang back in 2019, I believe. That time we still under the MCO. And then this one in Malacca, the bottling plant explosion. Okay, so I have a lot of this tower crane accident. Even my recent cases, I still climb up the tower crane field, the failed tower crane in Kuala Lumpur last week. Okay, so it's quite challenging. You need to climb up the tower crane, even though we have the drone, but it's still limited to do the forensic engineering because forensic engineering requires a very detailed analysis. So yes, I still climb up the tower crane. Okay. We have a lot of this type of accident. Okay. Then boiler explosion. This was in Sabah. Most of the boiler house structure I think collapsed because of the boiler explosion. So most of this is package boiler explosion. The boiler is the used to generate steam in the industry. Is one of the certificated machinery. Okay, we have pressure vessels explosion, pyrolysis chambers, ammonia explosion, industrial sterilizer. Mostly explosion cases is quite complicated for me because like the mechanical cases is easier for you to identify the phase components. But for explosion, you need to find the root cause is not easy because most of it fell under the rubbles. You need to go through a lot of your time, consuming your time to understand the root cause. Okay, so this is another common cases that I've been involved related to machinery, the passenger hoist. This caused me some trauma experience also because 4 workers fell from this machinery. And until now, I still climb up all the construction building, the building under construction, even though it was 30-story, because now I become afraid to use this type of machinery. And also elevator, escalator, Even though I stay in the apartment home, still afraid to use elevator, but that one I can tolerate. So this is some of the approach when we do the investigation, try to understand the failure analysis, we conduct the mechanical testing. We also up to micro level to understand the failure of engineering component and structures. Like if you watch the Ant-Man movie, my work sometimes I stay in that kind of environment to understand how the material fail. So I do a lot of microscopy analysis. Because from the microscopy analysis, the material behavior, we can understand how the structure fail. And we also have the fractography analysis, like if you notice a certain failure of bolts, you can study the pattern from how it fractures. For example, here you can see the striation mark. It exhibits the reason it failed was by the fatigue failure. This was because related to maintenance, and this area could be by overload. There are things to analysis from the fracture surface. Okay, example of cases related to mobile cranes. So we did analysis. You can see the difference between the fatigue failure and the overload failure. Yeah. So we do the mapping and we understand how the machinery can fail. Okay, we also do computational analysis using the finite element analysis, computational fluid dynamics. Okay, remember one thing I would like to share with you guys, because this is advice from my lecturer. He said most of the thing you learn in your study during your bachelor years, undergraduate, you might not use it. But for me, I think most of what I learned in my undergraduate study, I use it. Like for example, finite element analysis. Okay, that's for engineering student. Hopefully, whatever you learn, it might help you someday. So we would like to share with you guys some of the challenge related to occupational accident investigation before we go to some case studies. Okay, so I still feel the challenge because it's not when I have a case every day, it's not the same routine accident. Sometimes today I do the investigation on the construction site, and then tomorrow it might be in the refinery plant, or maybe in the Mid Valley Mega Mall to study the failure of the elevator, for example, escalator, sorry. So it always a unique cases every time I need to start my investigation, so it requires different type of approach. But develop a good practice is very important. Then working at height, for example, the tower crane. It's not easy to climb up the tower crane if you are not fit and afraid of height. So this is some of the challenge that I face. And then the confined space cases related to boiler vessel or elevator. Not sure any one of you see how the elevator it looks like, but it's a very it's very confined space, and it's very hard to get your data when you go inside the lift pit, elevator pit. Okay, and then for the expression cases, when everything collapses, to find the actual cause is not easy. That's why I prefer structural cases instead of explosion, but I cannot choose my task, depend on my directors. Then you need to know what data you are going to take, what document to, what are things you need to be documented, because everything you record during your investigation will be used in the court of law for the prosecution against the employee. But now we have like the 3D scanning, LiDAR, everything is very helpful to collect the data. And then to get a certain fact by a witness interview also is not easy. In Malaysia, we have a lot of foreign workers. Sometimes I even use Google Translate to communicate with these foreign workers. Yeah. And you need to build trust also with your witness. And for the past 50 years, I've been interviewing a lot of witness. I think I learned a lot about the body language, so I can read people. I start to see the pattern when people are cheating or not. So it's kind of skill where when you interview a lot of witness. Okay. And then you need to plan your time, your resources. And yes, like I see a lot of even dead body, maybe from pictures, but I still remember this one cases when I was posting to Selangor. I got this one cases. I think 1 hour after the accident, I went to this side. I saw that body without the head and the brain, those everything scattered around. So it's quite a traumatic experience also to be investigated the fatality cases. Okay, now I would like to share some of the case studies. Okay, so how many minutes I left? Okay, so this first case, because it's related to environment, I need to follow the theme of the conference. So I managed to find some of the accident related to hazardous environment. So one of the most cases that I've been involved with occupational accident is the release of ammonia gases. Okay, so ammonia properties is my irritation when you exposed to it. You might have some tissue destruction or frostbite, and it corrosive to our skin, and for our lung can cause destruction of delicate respiratory tissue. You might cough when you're exposed to this ammonia, and it's different for every person. If you have asthma, you not even meet the minimum ppm per million that safe exposure. What's that? Can't remember the term. And even this ammonia can cause death to you. And if you exposed to your eyes, you might have some mild irritation or recession to eyes. So we have a lot of ammonia accident cases. So this one case happened in Malacca back in 2019. So there was the catastrophic anhydrous ammonia release due to thermal shock blast, the term for the event. So it was in the raw poultry processing industries because they are freezing the chicken. So from this case, there are around 31 workers who suffer with breathing difficulties. 3 was hospitalized under the ICU unit. And after the blast, the factory environment was filled up by a large amount of ammonia vapor cloud, and it was all the workers to evacuate from the buildings. Okay. And after, I think, immediately bomber arrived to secure the environment. They used the water blanket to dilute the ammonia, because ammonia properties dilute in the water. So they used the water blanket to spread out the ammonia vapor cloud. Okay, but it took several hours because there are one leak at the fracture pipe before they identified the cause of the failure. Okay, so this is the refrigeration system, and this is where the ammonia coming out after the blast of explosion is from this piping on top of the buildings. So what happened was there was operating this so-called the blast freezer. You can freeze the chicken rapidly using this blast freezer, because in our domestic freezer in our home, it took a lot of time to freeze the chicken, but this required for one cycle to freeze a lot of poultry. It took around, I think, less than 1 hour for a lot of pellet. So the ammonia was used to remove all the heat from the chicken. Okay. So what happened was they are supposed to have this one solenoid valve before the ammonia enter the blast freezer, and the cool ammonia gases will enter the blast freezer, and when it take heat from the poultry and release from the outlet pipe before go to the ammonia tank, and suddenly the pipe rupture because of this one phenomenon called the hydraulic shock. It's like a water hammer, because the hot gas of ammonia mixes up with the liquid ammonia inside the pipeline. This was not supposed to happen because the system, they have the solenoid valve to let the system know that the cycle, the freezing cycle is not complete. Because of the failure of the solenoid valve, which allow the cool liquid of ammonia enter the system and create this phenomenon. Okay. So we did the investigation, check out that the solenoid valve. So you can see the difference between the new valve and the old valve that involved with the accident. So for the past 10 years, they never check and replace the solenoid valve where they are supposed to do so. And also the strainer was failed because this is related to maintenance issues. So, but the cause of the fracture, we take the end cap of the pipe, bring back to our lab. We did some forensic engineering analysis. We noticed this is a microscopic level. Under the microscope, you can see that the pattern of failure is intergranular failure. It's a term under material science. So if this type of failure exhibit for the fracture was caused by the term named by stress corrosion cracking. That is the root cause of the fracture. But the main root cause was they not do the proper service of their safety features. And we did some literature and we noticed it's not unique. It happened before in the US. just really similar to our cases, and it happened frequently around the world, like in 2007, 2010 before. Okay, so for the ammonia cases, there's a lot of accident happen on our country in the food processing factory, pesticide, semiconductor, and chemical plant. But most of the accident related to ammonia was related to ice making industry. So I went to a lot of accident related to ice making industry. So this is the first case. I think this was in Malacca after the Chinese New Year. So they opened up the pump, compressor pump for the system, but they did not close it before it released the ammonia to the pump, and it went to the neighboring residential. Once they got complaint, the bomber come to do the investigation. There are another cases happen in Kelab. So it involved and it affected the nearby school also. Also because of their freezer to produce the ice cube, there are some leaks. Okay, so but after the incident, this company have taken all the necessary action to improve the condition, and I think that at the point of time I did investigation, they are the most advanced features that have been installed and constructed at the site. But they learn in the hard way. This is another ammonia explosion happened in the food industry in Perak. Was also caused by the stress corrosion cracking, SCC. The ammonia sometimes it can cause the rupture of the steel. Okay. So what happened was, again, when we have accident, we come out with the new guidelines. So I'm involved with the committee to develop the guideline. You can download from our webpage. Okay. Not sure. Do I still have time to share? I think maybe one more case studies.
Only in 5 minutes.
All right. So I think I like to share another cases. This is another explosion when I was in DOSH Selangor. Okay, so this is a industrial kitchen where they cook a lot of food products before packaging. So this is what happened after the explosion. I think there are fire explosion. So the explosion was occurred at the production floor, at the first floor, back in 2017. It was that time they are start up their plant in the morning. Okay. So after the explosion, around 8 employees were involved. All of them were sent to the hospital, and most of them was injured, was burned for 20 to 80%. And one guy had this foot fracture because he jumped during the explosion. Okay, so after this incident, there was 3 guys died because of this accident. Okay, and I think I have the clip for what happened. I extract from the CCTV. So in the morning they were cleaning up their kitchen. So one of the jacketed cooker was turned on. You can see the blast. We call it bleve, B-L-E-V-E. Can't remember the acronym. This is from another angle. They're using the industrial cooker, as you can see. So that is before the accident, and you can see this is after the accident when I reached the site. Okay, so the root cause was the thermal oil jacket cooker was exploded, and the one who operated the cooker was these two new guys from, I think, Nepal. Mostly involved with this accident is the foreign workers. I think most of them is Nepal. So remember, this is very important when you even you are going for internship. Please make sure you have proper induction training before you go to on-job training or anything. This is very crucial because these two guys just 2 weeks reported to the company and already operating the jacketed cooker. So okay, this is the jacketed cooker after the explosion. This is how it works. Like in our home cooker, we put the oil inside the cooker, but for this type of cooker, you put the oil in the jacketed, so you heat the jacket to cook the ingredients. You put ingredient inside, so it take the heat from the jacketed surface. So what happened on that day, these two workers, they turned up the cooker, but they did not put the ingredient, because when they go to the warehouse to check the inventory, there were no products for that days, but they forgot to turn off the cooker, so it caused the overpressure, and unfortunately the safety valve was not working. It was taken by the bomber, so caused the overpressure and exploded. Okay, so there are no risk assessment has been established, as well as safe work procedure. And I think the most important thing we learned from this accident is the training or induction is very mandatory. And safety features need to be maintained periodically. So the safety valve was malfunctioned on that day. And even before, as mentioned by Engineer Fazli, our maximum penalty previously under the DOSH is 50,000. But for this case, I charged the company for maximum 150, but the court order for give the fine for 100,000. That was before the 500,000 penalty. There are 3 charges. So this is my record in Selangor. Not sure. Of course, now you can read my record. Okay, so but however, after the explosion, the company get the best. They improve all the what they need to improve for the safety management system and everything, and they got the award for the best company for Selangor in 2020. But also they learn in the hard way. My time is up.
Only this case, you can.
Oh, this one involved with the penalty room. So they were supposed to clean up this pen missing in the automotive industry, but they was using the pump where they're not supposed to use this pump. and caused by electrostatic, which ignite the explosion because the pen is very flammable. So I don't think we need to go to detail of these cases. So I think I end up my presentation. So this is my conclusion remark. So the opportunity to learn from failure will lead us to discovery of knowledge from the cause of incident that will improve our safety health and welfare at our workplace. So with that, I thank you for your attention. So we can go for our discussion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. IR Tajarifin. For your mention, I also mechanical student. I'm very interesting with your job scope.
Yeah, please register with the board of engineer, and I can help
At
you
DOSH.
to go for PE.
Oh, so can you tell me what requirement to get your like you? Tak jadi macam Mr. Apa yang requirement yang lu ada as a mechanical student, fresh
So
graduate.
mechanical, okay. So this is what I like to share with the student. There are when I took the mechanical engineering, of course I was from the technical college, Sekolah Menengah Teknik. So I take this mechanical engineering. So I thought mechanical engineering only deal with the things related to technical aspect, but I never look into the safety aspect until when I was undergraduate in, I think in the third year, this design subject, when my lecturer asked me why you want to be an engineer. So whether your parent asks you to be the engineers or what. So most of us can answer the question. Then he continued to share that the reason why engineer exists, when you design you give an example for simple gazebo structure, why you don't build the gazebo with a large piers, only with a small with the optimized size. So of course, if you build the structure is too big, it costs money, and if it's too small, it costs jeopardize the user. So mostly our task involved with the to optimize the cost and save a people life. But my advice for you to be a better engineer, please go for PE as soon as possible when you graduated. And no one told me before. We have the issue like Tutra miskin. It's quite short for me when we go to. I am invited to be a part a few of IAP for Unit 10, Unit KL, UTHM, but there was a bad declining in the number of people taking engineering. For Unit 10 is around since 2008, for the past 5 years, from 1,400. Last year, there are only 200 students registered for mechanical engineering, because I think they see the salary is not lucrative. But actually, if you be an engineer, there are things that we can do self-enrichment. For example, you can go for optional certificates to add up your NDTs, competencies, and also under the OSHA, there's a lot of opportunities you can look into. For example, the STEAM engineers. If you get the STEAM engineer certificate, it's demand in the industry, and you can have more opportunities. And even maybe Engineer Fajri not share this. If you are engineering student, administratively you can go for safety officer, but require certain years of experience. Administratively, we register engineering student for safety officer for the green books. But my advice is, you better register for learned society like IEM and be their members. We provide a lot of perks for the members like CPD training, skip CPD training. Please join your student chapter for IEM. That's my recommendation to grow your network. Yeah, you need to know a lot of networks to expand your career in engineering.
Okay, thank you, sir. I understand. There's a question from participant. There was a case of falling crane in Putrajaya early of this month. In your opinion, how did this happen and what can we do to prevent this?
Actually, I cannot comment for that case, but since I'm not involved in the case, from my opinion, normally if the crane topples like that was because they did not follow the proper safe working look that the crane able to take. I mean they operate beyond the limit of the crane that caused the failure, and also the supervision. There's a lot of other things like the lifting plan. This is my opinion. Most of the case, if it topples like that, it was caused by the operator themselves not following what they're supposed to follow for the safety. And I answering the question.
Yes, answering the question.
Okay.
So another question. So next question from the YouTube. Muhammad Afiq.
Okay.
Process safety play crucial roles as an accident related with process safety will lead to fatality when it comes to explosion from process failure. Does DOSH have any enforcement or inspection for process safety aspect?
Okay. Okay. Actually, for the process safety, mostly related to the oil and gas industries. So we have this one regulation, COSIMAS, Control of Industrial Major Hazard Installation. You need to follow that regulation, and it's governed under our law. And we have, for DOSH, we have the Petroleum Safety Division. They are looking into this area related to process safety. And now the OSHA previously is covered 10 sectors, but now with the new amendment, except for domestic workers, armies, and those working on the ship, it's not covered. Other than that, it covers under the OSHA. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Last one question from Siti Aniza. There was a solar panel installation accident in Sabah, 2034. 3 workers died from electrocution while installing solar panels at government site. The incident highlighted the need for better safety protocols when working with electrical system. Can you explain what is the safety protocols when dealing with electrical system?
I think this is the recent cases, but it is quite shocking to us also. But the DC kills, yeah. But one of the news I read, I'm not sure this is from STO1, but they said when even though the solar system was isolated, but when it exposed to the sun, it will live. I'm not sure about that because there's electrical engineering, but actually, you need to understand for the OSHA, it is a self-regulation for certain control measures, guidelines, requirement was posed under others guidance like requirement for ST, Suruhanjaya Tenaga, or any other standards requirements. But electrical system is very I think that there are a lot of um, protocols, procedures govern the electrical system. I cannot say by specifically, but for the OSHA, you need this self-regulation. You need to comply with any available standard or requirements, especially the mandatory one, the requirement for the ST, Suruhanjaya Tenaga. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. But the very last question from the chat box. Are the accident case or study available to public so that the public is aware of the reason happened? If yes, where can we find them?
Okay, very good question. Actually, previously when we have the accidents, we publish safety alert. We cannot publish the full report of the accident because number one is when DOSH do the investigation, like Engineer Fazli mentioned, we are like the industrial police. Normally, we are going to prosecute those involved, and we cannot disclose the fact of the accident until the we have complete the prosecution process, legal process, and we are considering to publish the complete the close. I mean the case that has been closed to the public because it's very important. But you can go to our web page. A lot of I think safety alert we share in our web page for the awareness. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I would like to share something for you guys to add on the question. I think some of the participants asking about the internship. We do accept the internship for DOSH. You can directly send your application to our headquarters or to our bahagian latihan modal insan. We accept the internship, student internship. So with that.
Okay, thank you, sir. So thank you for Mr. IR Tajul Arifin for being willing to answer question from the participant and give effective insight that can be used as a guide in the future. As time is running out, the rest question will be answered by speaker in written in WhatsApp group. Before we end our second session, all participants are required to turn on your cameras for our second photography session. Please remember to switch your layout on the top right corner of your screen to the grid layout. Everyone can open the camera to photography session. All right. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you. The attendance link will be open for 50 minutes only. Please ensure you will fit in within the given time. The link is also available in the chat box. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. It is good to see all of you again. In this session, we are very fortunate to have the well-esteemed Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi bin Muhammad Nordin, Managing Director, Professional OSH Trainer, Consultant and Advisor of TF OSH Enterprise to give us more insight about the chemical hazardous management under OSHA. Here is the biography of Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi. Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi is a competent safety and health officer and a certified professional trainer under HRDF, holding the trainer certificate. Additionally, he is a certified competent basic first aider and CPR practitioner. His dedication to excellence has been recognized through several awards, including the Champion Award at the national level of the DOSH Champion, Pertandingan Intervensi KKP in 2021, and second place in the Household E-Waste Hero competition at the state level in Penang. Now, the presentation is about to begin. Kindly remember to mute your microphone during the presentation to avoid interruption. Without further ado, I would like to humbly welcome Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi to the stage.
Okay, baik. Assalamualaikum and good evening to all. Okay, I'm Muhammad Tarmizi, Managing Director for TF OSH Enterprise. This company is about the consultant provide advisor for the safety and health compliant OSHA, for the OSHA. So my presentation based on the slide to show the key point to make sure you all can see the main target for the management of the chemical at workplace under OSHA, not the under ni lah. Okay, so I will share the screen. Start from now. Okay. Okay. Sedang. Okay. Okay. Before I start, my slide is about the chemical management at Malaysia under OSHA. Actually, 5 minutes for the introduction. So I want to tell you about the OSHA. The OSHA is cover the 3 scope of the. Okay. So now OSHA the number is 2022. So not the 94 lagi. Yeah, like that. So under OSHA, why the OSHA? OSHA to make sure all the management, all the company in Malaysia to comply with the regulation. Where the target of the OSHA to make sure the workplace is safely. To make sure. This is the main concept. What the OSHA. So the main section to cover this we call the section 15. 1. Okay. The number 2 OSHA cover about the health. And the number 3 OSHA cover about the safety. Okay. So under this chemical, under health. So chemical in using at workplace, under cover the health. So the regulation cover under health, under OSHA, is we call the use regulation. You can check later lah. So today my presentation is about this use regulation. Use regulation is use standard exposure chemical hazardous to health. The year of the regulation is 2000. Okay, the number 2 is about the class regulation. Okay, this topic chemical, how to use chemical, how to manage, how to storage the chemical at workplace. Under OSHA, covered by use and class regulation. Okay, so the number 2 health scope covered under OSHA also we call the noise. Where under OSHA we have the noise regulation. And then number 3, OSHA also cover about the ergonomics. Okay, this is the scope under health under OSHA. Okay, so what different the health and safety? Okay, the safety usually anything happen and cause the injuries and involve the MC. But the help after long time exposure, after you exposed to long time, you can got the cancer, you can got the effect. Punya keadaan. Okay, so now we are focused to the chemical. How to manage the chemical at workplace? We see the OSHA. Okay, so chemical as we know lah, punya keadaan basically every chemical you buy at workplace, you must have the identification. So identification for the chemical is come with SDS. We call the SDS is safety data sheet. Okay, so who know what the total on the section under safety data sheet? So I just want to check whether my voice is clear or not. I ataupun I cakap seorang je kah? Punya keadaan. So SDS, how many section? No or don't know? Any participant can respond?
60.
Ada lah. Okay, ada okay. Sebab ada test the participant punya respon kan. Okay, 60. Okay, how many years the validation of the safety data sheet? So at workplace, after you buy the chemical, any chemical you buy for the process production at workplace later lah, if you not start the work, okay, nanti when you join the workplace company, so you must make sure this. So safety data sheet mesti have the in item. Okay, number 2, how long the validation of the safety data sheet at workplace? Don't know lah. Okay, tak apa, slow response kena apa. I just have the short time to briefing to all of you. 5 years only. Every time the DOSH come audit, you must make sure the date on the safety data sheet is in time frame of the 5 year. Okay, and the number 3 is must have BM and BI version. Cannot only BI only. So this we call the safety data sheet. Why the safety data sheet? To identify whether you got the correct chemical or not. And number 2, to know what the hazard, the use of this chemical. So from the hazard, usually we can see this symbol. Okay, we call the symbol. Okay, for the number 1, we call the safety. So this symbol effect to the safety. So can if this hazard as accident happen involve this chemical, can cause to fatal case, or we call the serious injury. So number 2 also we call the safety. Number 3 symbol also for the safety. Number 4 also the safety. So dangerous in terms of the safety scope. Number 5 safety juga also. Injury. For example, the Faizal Halim case punya keadaan. So next ini we call the health issue. This also we call health issue. This we call also the health issue. So, and the last one is about environment. So by today I not cover environment because by tomorrow you have the schedule waste punya regulation. So to protect the pollution environment from the pollution, we will cover under environment. So from this symbol, only 3 is under health. Where the dangerous is can cause the health effect for organ lah. Okay, before I teach you about the regulation. Okay, you see this. You can screenshot. This is very important to you. You need to tell everybody. Use everyone yang punya maybe operator, you punya substitution. The next punya after you join the work, you must tell them about this. The matter of the injury, what the organ will effect from the chemical hazardous to health. For example, if ingestion pemakanan will affect the stomach punya keadaan. Or we call the inhalation. The method number 2 is via the inhalation will affect to paru-paru. Okay. And the last one is about absorption via skin ataupun you punya eye. So all this after you expose for the long time, especially for the symbol help. Every time you buy the chemical, you see the labeling, you see the symbol help issue. The effect organ, the target organ is about this. You must tell all the operator. Nah, biar kat that. What the effect is? We call the cancer. When cancer will affect? Maybe after 20 years exposure to this chemical by inhalation, or we call the absorption. So to use chemical have the symbol help hazard. The worker must wear PPE. But what the type of the PPE? For the inhalation, the type of the PPE we call the, for example, the famous PPE under inhalation N95 face mask. Number 2, for the absorption, usually we call the nitrile glove. So later at workplace, if you are already start work, I don't know whether you are already workers or you maybe student. We join the industry later. Okay, you must make sure. Okay, you punya employer buy the PPE, the correct PPE to protect from the chemical, especially the health issue. So what the health punya chemical hazard, you must refer this. Okay, poisoning, we call the tanda seru, tanda seru also for the, dia tak tahu, sorry, I try mix keadaan, dia tak tahu effect organ di mana. Dan the next one is about the head effect orang hitam we call. Sangat bahaya lah kalau itu. Usually for the black symbol this, the product from the petroleum. Number 1. Number 2, product from glue. And number 3, product from paint. Usually kalau if you use the product from this, for example, petroleum, petrol, diesel, you use kerosene, thinner, all of this product must have the help symbol hazard. Keadaan. Okay, baik. To manage. So today we call the topic is about the how to manage under OSHA. So as I mentioned before, under OSHA we have the HAP. We call the HAP. We have the chemical. What the regulation under OSHA cover for the chemical? We call the use regulation. And number 2, we call the class regulation. Class regulation for the supplier of the chemical. Responsibility of the supplier to perform to classification. But for the use at the workplace, you need to comply with use regulation. Okay, now I will present to you what the most important and the number of regulation important to manage a workplace. Every workplace you must have before every time you buy the chemical, you must have the safety data sheet. You must have the correct safety data sheet from the supplier. If supplier cannot provide you safety data sheet, this supplier is illegal. Not the legal in Malaysia. So supplier must supply safety data sheet 6 item. Compulsory have the 6 item valid in 5 years. So this year 2024. So the last safety data sheet yang can be used is until 20 Okay, no? Punya keadaan. So what happen? They need to revise lah. After the 5 year expired, need to revise. The next one is about the mistake in BM and BI. If DOSH come to workplace and see the safety data sheet not comply with this, supplier will got the compound from the DOSH lah. Punya keadaan. So from the safety data sheet, okay, you must provide chemical register. If you fail to show the chemical register up to date at workplace, 10K. Every regulation you do the mistake, or company lah, not the you. Company do the mistake, not provide the chemical register, 10K lah. Okay. So this we call the chemical register lah. Okay, number 2, the most important you need to know is about the regulation number 9. You need to conduct the CHRA. This we call the how to manage the chemical under OSHA. Okay, every company use chemical at workplace, including schedule waste, also the chemical. You need to put in CHRA. Punya keadaan. Sometimes I ask the company, dia kata dia tak not use the chemical. But when I ask, WD ada guna. Okay, ada forklift. If a company usually forklift, okay. So when you have the forklift, you confirm use chemical. What the chemical? We call the diesel. Number 2, engine oil. Keadaan for the coolant, for example, keadaan for the forklift. So compulsory, you have the chemical. After you have the chemical at your workplace, you must conduct CHRA. Why? From the CHRA, we want to know the list of the chemical you have in chemical register. The total, for example, you have the 10 chemical. From the 10 chemical, have the PEL or not? PL, permission exposure limit. So CHRA will tell you about the permission exposure limit for the 8 hour. Okay, for the 8 hour. For example, in glue product. In glue product, usually for the formula to produce the glue product, you must use toluene. Okay, toluene. So the value of PEL, permission exposure limit for the 8 hour for the toluene is 188 milligram per gram. Where the workers handle glue, the glue product, they cannot expose to toluene more than 188 milligram per gram for 8 hours working per day. Okay, if more, for example, the workers got 189 milligram per gram. If chemical, we call the chemical CM. This we call the CM. The CM result show 189 milligram per gram. So what we need to do? We need to do medical surveillance. So this we call the process flow for the managed chemical under use regulation. Where the step number one, you must identify the correct supplier, where every supplier must supply safety data sheet. This is the main key point. After you got the safety data sheet, you must fill in chemical register. I will show you format chemical register. Not that you cannot use you punya own format. The standard format under use regulation, I will show you later. After you got the chemical register, you must appoint assessor to do CHRA report. And CHRA report valid for the first year. Okay. After the first year, you need to do under regulation number 10. You can open this and you can download from the internet. Use regulation. The number of regulation I insert ni, the most important you need to know lah. For example, regulation number 5 about the chemical register. If you fail, 10K lah for the every regulation. Okay, you fail to do conduct to perform the CHRA, for example. You fail to conduct CHRA. Also, you need you pay 10K lah. Keadaan. So after, okay, maybe company already have the CHRA, but the expired more than 5 years. So regulation number 10 will enforce you. Okay, you can open use regulation. You see the number 10. The term and condition you need to renew you punya CHRA because of one, change ada chemical yang berubah. Number 2, because of the 5 year already. Or number 3, because you got the direction from the DOSH. DG have give direction. Okay, why we need to conduct the CHRA? Sebab we want to know the PEL level. PEL chemical for every chemical. Punya keadaan. So if you have you use 10 chemical, we want to know what the PEL level for 8 hours. Punya keadaan. Okay. The next one, the most important is about okay. The approval PPE. Now every PPE you want to buy from the supplier, you cannot buy from the DIY. You must find the supplier yang can supply PPE must have DOSH plus approval. This is the now punya under every PPE you want to use at you punya workplace later compulsory have the DOSH and SIRIM approval. Okay. So I already teach you about 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Later you ask me back lah. Punya keadaan I just give you the summarize. Punya keadaan di detail maybe not enough time lah to teach you lah. Punya keadaan. So for the section 17 about IHT2. What do IH do? It do industry hygiene tech 2. Okay. Every year, if you you punya workplace have installation of the, for example, LEV, you have to install local exhaust ventilation. So local exhaust ventilation must be inspected by industry hygiene tech 2 every year. You must have the report lah punya keadaan to where the responsibility of the industry hygiene tech 2 ni to check whether the LED is enough or not. Function in terms of the function. But if you not use LED, you use we call the chimney. Chimney under DOE. DOE we call EQA, Environment Quality Act. So later you will maybe the day after this you will learn about this. So if you install the LED under DOSH, and under DOSH is covered by OSHA. And under OSHA, under regulation, use regulation. Regulation number 12. Ini punya keadaan. So, punya keadaan to understanding one by one. You can read the use regulation from the internet to understanding what I said. Now lah, punya keadaan. This we call the knowledge. Knowledge ni we will use during you start working nanti lah. After you join the company, you must make sure every chemical, number 1, has the safety data sheet, valid, peribahasa, system item. Punya keadaan. Number 2, you must have the chemical register. Under regulation number 5, you must have the safety CHRA, chemical hazard risk assessment. Then after that, you need to make sure the CHRA valid. Punya keadaan in 5 years, if they expire, you go for the regulation number 10. And after that, you want to buy any PPE, you cannot buy from the DIY because DIY not the punya legal supplier. Why? Because the PPE at the DIY not have the DOSH and SIRIM approval. Punya keadaan usually the Malaysia lah, you can see supplier for the PPE, for example, adalah safety wear. No, you can see 3M, Pro Guard, anywhere. These are the supplier of the PPE for the chemical, especially lah. So chemical, for the chemical protection, workers from the hazardous, you need to buy. Okay, you need to buy this one. For example, you need N95, you need nitrile glove, you need goggle. Punya keadaan to protect the chemical hazardous to help from enter to punya body. And you must have the knowledge. Why after enter to your body, the organ will affect, can cause the cancer after long time exposure. Is paru-paru, hati, buah pinggang, and otak. The simple example I can teach you lah. For example, you pump. Every time you pump oil we call the petrol lah, ya. You ada smell lah. Ada bau tak petrol? Especially what you bau sekarang itu. Sorry, saya campur sikit untuk jadikan cerita ini menarik lah. Okay, after you smell punya petrol, actually benzene already go to you punya paru-paru. So what the hazard from the benzene ni can cause the blood cancer. Based on test by chemist. Use the formula LD15. Ini tak detail LD, LC, LD and LC. You can search this test. LD and LC, and they will show about the chemical can cause the hazard. Okay. So now the next one is about the relabeling. For example, you buy a chemical in bucket tank. For example, IBC tank, 1,000 liter. 1,000 liter. So maybe you can use every day to in small container lah. If you cannot finish use chemical in one bottle, for example, you fit in dalam one liter lah, 1 liter botol lah. In one shift cannot finish, tak habis. So the night shift akan guna pula, you need to relabeling. Relabeling only the symbol and name. No, but the symbol, but the name. Okay, only. So for the training about the chemical, chemical handling safety. Not the training lain. Chemical handling safety. Under section 22. 2 years, one time. No? For the workers involved in chemical during daily, they must have training about the topic chemical handling safety. No? Safety chemical handling. Every 2 years, one time. By definition, you can read the definition used under use regulation, under training, chemical, at least one. Dia kata 1 in 2 years, or any change of the chemical or hazard. Okay, now to regulation 24. The Malaysia now not use the C more, MSDS. Also not, we only use the safety data sheet. No? Only. Why? Because we are follow the global GHS, global hazardous system, where no more CSDS or MSDS. If you say you masih guna lagi CSDS, MSDS, you old people lah, orang lama. So now generasi baru, kita sudah guna all the chemical, we guna one name only lah, safety data sheet. Okay. Regulation number 26 talking about monitoring. Monitoring by IHT2, 81, sorry. Kalau regulation number 17, industry hygiene tab 2, to check the LEV system, not the chimney system, to check the LEV system, local exhaust ventilation. You need to find out what the difference between LEV and chimney in terms of design dan sebagainya. Itu I tak ajar lah kan. So I just want to tell you, any LEV system must check by industry hygiene tab 2 to check whether the LEV you install is enough or not, function or not. Okay. For the regulation number 26, industry hygiene tab 1 to check whether the chemical have the PEL punya. For example, the I tell you tadi, toluene. Okay, when you open the use regulation, use standard exposure chemical hazardous to help regulation. You pergi dekat bawah tadi schedule 1 or schedule 2, you see, you cari toluene, you akan dapat 188 mg per gram. Untuk for 8 hour. And untuk 8 hour. So, but how to know? Okay, this worker is exposed to 8 hour, 188. So, under regulation 26, we need to conduct the air quality monitoring. We call the chemical monitoring. Okay, so chemical monitoring only can conducted by IHT2, 81, sorry, Industry Hygiene Tab 1. So competent person under DOSH actually actually, for example SSC, NRA, no? We have the safety health officer, we have the 3S, 3S, safety site supervisor, we have the scaffolding, we have industry hygiene tab 1 in have OHD, industry hygiene. No? After you got the result, CM, you need to see the recommendation whether to go for the medical surveillance or not. Usually, if the result of the toluene, I just use the toluene chemical for example in this presentation. So the 188 milligram per gram for 8 hours, but the result of the chemical monitoring show about 200 per gram. So you need go for regulation number 27. We are talking about the medical surveillance. Every year you need to check the blood system. The blood punya contain or the worker exposed to toluene every year. Punya keadaan. So this we call the regulation number 27. Okay, for 28, you must remove all the workers yang ada issue like this. If the ladies and the pregnant, tengah menyusukan anak, and also have the suggestion from doctor cannot expose to chemical this, under regulation number 28, you must remove the worker from this and the last one is about the warning sign. Okay, the warning sign. The warning sign is regulation number 29. Okay, the warning sign you must have the 3. Number 1 is in BM and bahasa. Number 2, you must use dark red color. Okay, dan number 3, must have the perkataan, dia mesti ada begini ni. Atau apa? Lagi apa? Amaran. Okay, next we call the warning sign under regulation number 29. So, actually, to manage the chemical at workplace under OSHA, you just need to do this. Inilah we call the full comply. The management of the chemical at workplace. Dan DOSH also when come to audit every time they come to audit, only see this. Number 1, chemical register, safety data sheet, check you punya CHRA, recommendation from CHRA you do or not. For example, chemical monitoring, LEV, you ada buat tak or not, punya keadaan, training about the chemical, and you ada buat ke tak. warning signs dekat you punya store, follow the regulation or not, PMMBI, tak red color, background punya white dan sebagainya. This we call the full. Under you, if you can make sure you punya company follow this, no problem lah. You can operate you punya operation without the failure lah, without the any issue from the DOSH. Nah, punya keadaan. So this we call the safety data sheet for the who are not the familiar with safety data sheet lah. Because safety data sheet usually chemical orang saja yang faham. The chemical student only can understanding, but the mechanical maybe not the understanding lah, kan. But I just want to teach to tell you the most important thing in safety data sheet is you just go for the section 4, 5 and 6 only. Section 4, no? Satu dunia. You beli chemical from the under the other company, you just go for section 4, 5 and 6. If accident happen, no? For the first aid case ada chemical contact, macam for example ni punya case kena mata injury of the eye. How to first aid to respond? If the fire, what the fire extinguisher type you want to use? You see the section 5. If berlaku spillage, how to respond the spillage accident, spillage of chemical accident. You can see a section. See, this is the 3 section for emergency. No, untuk number section 2 only you nak tahu, you want to know whether this chemical hazard to health or safety. Whether health or safety. And safety hazard or health hazard. As I tell you before, this logo, saya sudah banyak contoh. This logo on effect to help others is we call the safety issue. And for example, fire, flammable. For example, the flammable chemical. For example, the product is petroleum flammable. This we call how to control the hazard only based on the safety. So safety I not cover here lah, because we are talking about the safety 1 hour not enough lah, keadaan. Just to give the some idea pada you. This we call the format for the chemical register. You can screenshot, you can make photo. This we call the currently format for the chemical register. You can also search at internet or you can ask DOSH to supply to you. Maybe you can ask safety and health officer. So safety and health officer already know lah this format lah. This format about the chemical register. Okay. So for and the last one I want to show you, after you do chemical CHRA, from the report CHRA, you akan dapat ini. So dia akan mention, for example, production di bahagian mana, what the chemical name, what the parameter need to be monitor, and what the nilai PEL, permission exposure limit. So to monitor ini by apa dia? By IHT 1. And so dia need proses dia perlu pasang dosimeter lah ya. For every sample need 3 dosimeter. Now regulation under DOSH yang new baru ni kan, guideline baru, dosimeter 1, dosimeter 2, dosimeter 3. Then after that average the result. For the 1 parameter. For example, if you company use hydrogen peroxide, the value cannot be more than 1.4 milligram per meter cube. So we need to install dosimeter. How many dosimeter? 3. Keadaan. Siapa? Industry hygiene tech 1. What the regulation? What the regulation about chemical monitoring? Regulation number 26. If you fail to do 10K. Itu dia punya cara dia. Punya keadaan. Syarikat ABC fail to conduct chemical monitoring under regulation 26. Use regulation. Dengan ini RM10,000 dijatuhkan. Ya keadaan. So far, so I maybe ada lebih lagi. Ada lagi masalah dengan you. I just to open for this question and answer lah ya. Because tonight I have the big event dengan I punya customer di Kuala Lumpur sekarang. Punya keadaan. So I open to to all the participants to ask me lah anything about the what I try to explain today lah punya keadaan. So I open for the question lah ya. Question and answer. Any question and answer or my topic, my scope of cover only the OSHA lah. Dia kata
Okay. We have a question from the participant at the chat box. First question from Muhammad Afiq.
okay.
If chemical purchase from overseas, SDS available only in English version, can we translate to BM?
Yeah, you must translate to BM. You must send to lab or you need to find the local people to translate. Your responsibility to translate to safety data sheet from the overseas is responsibility you as the import punya lah. And number one. Number two, if no supplier from the local for that chemical, you need put you punya emergency number. So because chemical from the outsider, in case happen to any accident for example spillage, for example, so the contact number is put importer. It's because under OSHA. Dan if more than 1 ton per year, you need to declare in under CIM system. CIMMS system. We call the DOSH inventory before 31 March every year. If more than 1 ton, you import from the outsider, no local supplier. You need to report under CIMS.
Okay. Next question from Lee Ka-Hui. What action can the buyer to do if the chemical supplier did not or cannot provide the SDS to the buyer? Can we report? And which authority department?
Okay, you cannot buy from this supplier because this we cannot not legal supplier. So you need to report to DOSH. Because those have regulation under class regulation. So in Malaysia, the enforcement about the illegal punya supplier adalah DOSH. Okay, I hope I can answer. Person chemical in the poison case, how to identify the chemical is poison. Okay, I have the question. I read from the chat box also. The chemical about the poison punya kategori tu based on safety data sheet. Supplier will supply safety data sheet. You see the symbol, whether have the symbol poison or not. And to know about the how to storage the chemical, you can see safety data sheet under section for the storage, section 7, handling and storage. How to storage you punya chemical lah. You don't know lah. Okay, next. Ada lagi tak?
Okay, next question from TS Muhammad Safat. My question is,
Okay.
if we convert the SDS to QR code, is it legal in DOSH I? Sometimes we have problem if put the SDS as external area where exposed to
Yeah.
rain and sun.
Yeah, where the definition by law, SDS must available at storage area. So if you put in QR code, also can. You must make sure the QR code can display the safety data sheet. Nanti you scan QR code tu nanti dia punya keluar lain pula. Tak boleh. Punya keadaan. So I already asked about this before this. Cakap because chemical punya storage area kan dirty kan. Punya keadaan kadang tak sesuai untuk keep safety data sheet for the long time. Punya keadaan. So you can convert in Google Drive and after that you display on the QR code. Okay, next. Ada lagi.
Okay, next question. What is the difference for safety data sheet and technical data sheet? Is it any relevant for the both details?
So by definition, safety data sheet must have the 16 section. And so kalau technical data sheet tak same, tak sama kan. So tak boleh pakai lah. Technical data sheet must follow safety data sheet punya format. The only safety data sheet format valid in Malaysia and seluruh dunia under global GHS punya keadaan. So you cannot use technical data sheet lah if the format is not safe. So the format you see tadi kan keadaan from my slide tadi, the format is you mesti follow itulah, the content of the data sheet. Okay, next one.
Okay, next question. From also Lee Kahui. If let's say we buy the chemical, especially spray can, from Shopee or online, normally we cannot get the STS from the seller. So how are we not allowed to purchase any chemical through online? Please advise.
So maybe DIY also one of the supplier of the chemical for WD-40 lah kan. Lepas tu spray cat for example. They must have safety data sheet. If cannot, you kena contact the original manufacturing for WD-40 for example. Kan punya keadaan. So you buy from DIY, you buy from the small shop lah, kedai-kedai kecil, kedai-kedai runcit. But actually to sell chemical punya compulsory supply safety data sheet. Itu dia punya definisi by law. If DIY lah for example lah, DIY fail to share safety data sheet, DIY can compound under OSHA under class regulation lah. Nah, keadaan. Okay, next ya.
Alright, next question from Muhammad Afiq. Some chemical need to store in poison cage. How to identify the chemical in poison category?
In poison category, as I mentioned before, you see the symbol. The symbol on safety data sheet. Ataupun we call the symbol, you see the symbol for the poisoning. Poisoning is tengkorak. Tengkorak. Itu we call the chemical ni kan. So to store this chemical, you need to see safety data sheet section 7. Section 7. Safety data sheet. How to store chemical. Okay, lagi.
Okay, next question. Can you share an example of recent case or incident in Malaysia where effective chemical hazardous management under OSHA regulation save life or minimize damage?
The case berlaku dekat panggil apa Johor sana baru ni kan. So in bahasa lah yang ni saya beritahu you. Di mana kes berlaku pembakaran dah 3 kilang terbakar di Pasir Gudang sana. Ada baca tak baru-baru ni? Punca daripada chemical. Itu punya kes lah. Punya keadaan. Di Butterworth. For example, the second case Butterworth. The chemical cannot mix dengan water. Dia akan jadi poisoning. 7 warga asing lah. Telah rosak berpinggan on the spot dalam masa seminggu. 2015 dulu. And the best accident involve the chemical. You can see the Bhopal case. 3 Disember 1984. Methyl isocyanate cannot be mixed by water. Kan? Ini keadaan. So the report from the maybe Sejahtera lah, we call it Sejahtera Bhopal in the Union Carbide got the report from the safety or chemist informed about the dangers of the methyl isocyanate, but the report only keep on the table. So what happened to Bhopal case? What happened to the Bhopal case? You can see 20,000 orang mati in one night. Yeah, for example the chemical. Punya keadaan. In Malaysia, I tak mau beritahu lah ammonia. The case ammonia, the case of the carbon monoxide. 4 girls mati dalam kereta di Pematang Pos sana. Hanya tertidur because of the carbon monoxide. Petronas, ammonia, exposure, gurun sana. Banyak lagi. How to control, depend on the quantity, depend on tu punya, what you punya short term and long term to prevent chemical from during the ni lah spillage kan, chemical spillage kan. You nak buat apa, buat the step to protect our pollution, our punya environment from the pollution water for example lah. You need to stop the chemical spillage using the spillage kit dan sebagainya keadaan. So, itu dia punya keadaan. Ada orang tanya sebenarnya
For next question. For cleaning agent such as Clorox, are they still need SPS?
Yeah, confirm. If you use at workplace, you use dekat rumah tak apa. So at home, you use at home, not under OSHA. But if you use at workplace, this is under OSHA. You need include in safety data sheet. You need to include in chemical register, you need to include in CHRA, and also you need have safety data sheet. Okay.
Okay, that's very clear. So next question. What are the common challenge companies in Malaysia face in implementing OSHA chemical safety regulation?
Because the challenging now is kata safety data sheet tu, dia punya the supplier of the ingredient inside the safety data sheet tu not published lah keadaan. So for example some we call the greasing kan. So the product of the greasing. So the ingredient inside the greasing supplier usually they're hidden. So that's why the challenging how to know this greasing is dangerous to health or not. So in Malaysia, to classification this chemical, usually we need to send this chemical to lab to check the characteristic of this lah. Nak tahu dia punya apa lah, dia punya flash point, nak tahu the boiling point to know lah what the ingredient inside. You need send this chemical to the lab for identification lah, for identification. Itu number one, dia challenging. Number two is supplier try to supply safety data sheet yang tipu-tipu punya. Because the chemical is very dangerous, very hazard to health. But suppliers still want to sell this dia punya chemical. Dia tipu punya. So dia ambil dia data sheet yang lain punya, dia convert nama dia lah. Itu dia challenging number 2. But in Malaysia, the chemist are not tak terlalu ramai and expert tentang benda ni lah. Sebab itulah kita pun berhadapan dengan cabaran macam mana kita nak pastikan benda ni betul tak betul. Sebab mostly pekerja di Malaysia ni dia tak tahu ini bahaya ke tak.
Okay,
Yes, I have
another question from Ching Shit Ying. Is there a minimum quantity of chemical purchase for requesting SDS? Example, buying 1 bottle of Clorox for use at workplace.
Yes, compulsory. Because you want to use at punya apa, you punya workplace you must have the safety sheet. Except kecuali for the testing, lab testing. Assumption dia untuk lab testing. I show back one slide to you. I just one slide. This will be called the assumption lah. Kejap lah. Sorry. Ini keadaan. This is not the cover under by use regulation. You can screenshot now. Okay, this chemical not cover under apa? Under use regulation. For example, the explosive of the flammable properties ni under major hazard. This is under new another regulation under major hazard. Okay, radioactive under RTO. RTO sorry, nucleus department. Yang lain tu not cover lah. Okay, ini penjagaan. Chemical Indonesia. Okay. Ada lagi question? Boleh stop share.
Okay, that's all. That's just question. Habis. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi, for being willing to answer questions from the participant and give effective insight that can be used as a guide in the future. Before we end our session today, all participants are required to turn on your cameras for our last photography session with Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi. Please remember to switch your layout on the top right corner of your screen to the grid layout. Everyone can open the camera. Okay. All right, get ready, everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
The end of the photography session. We remark our last session at end. Once again, a big thanks to Mr. Muhammad Tarmizi for the insightful talk and everyone for participating in this session. The attendance link will be open for 15 minutes only. Please ensure you'll fill in within the given time. The link is also available in the chat box. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed today's session and we are excited to see you again in tomorrow's session. Before we end, do remember to fill up the attendance provided in the chat box. You can also scan the QR code in the screen. Now, we will continue with a video of the introduction of Rakan ala Sekitar UiTM student chapter. That concludes the second day of IFNSC 2034. Thank you everyone for your active participants throughout the day. Quick reminder to everyone, the theme for tomorrow's webinar is scheduled waste management. The meeting's link will be blast on WhatsApp group. Please be alert and attend tomorrow's session. With that, I end this meeting today, and participants who have filled the form may leave the meeting now. Thank you everyone and have a nice day. Bye.